Alright, hello and welcome everybody to the RNGIDP channel. Hello and welcome into another Game Day 17 broadcast. I know it's been a while since we've picked up on Game Day 17. I haven't played any games in the interim while I've been on spring break, but I'm happy and looking forward to getting back into this randomized Nuz League and looking back to getting some games in here. I haven't played a Strat-O-Matic baseball game in over a week, so that's pretty crazy for me. So I may be rusty. I don't know. It's been a while. So Jerry Baldo, he says hello and welcome back. Hey Jerry, happy that I'm back. Happy that you're joining me here and welcoming me back. It was good to see you leave me a message to see if I was okay and wondering where I was at. But I'm back. I'm here. Last week, it was spring break for the kid. I took the week off from work and basically just had some fun, played some video games with the boys, and just didn't get a chance to get back here and stream a game. So I'm here. I'm looking forward to tonight and looking forward to getting back on a schedule. Man, being on spring break, you lose track of time. As soon as I would look at my watch, I'm like, wait a minute, why is it 10 o'clock already? I got to go stream. And then I was like, nah, I'm tired. Let me play this video game. Anyway, here we are. Boston Soul Rocks is on the docket today. We are coming back with a bang with Boston here. The crowd favorite Boston Soul Rocks against the Tampa Bay Man team. Jerry says he wasn't sure how to get a message to me. Well, through here, that worked. Boston, they come into this game second place, if you remember, in the AL. They're 9-6. They're 2 games back of Texas. They've got a favorable matchup, we'll say, with Tampa Bay today. Tampa is 6-9 on the season. Tampa sits in 14th place right now with a -21 run differential. They're not scoring runs, and they're giving up a lot of runs. And we'll see if that continues here today. Boston needs a win. We'll see if they can do it against Yovani Gallardo and the Tampa Bay Man team. So Boston will line up this way. They've got an injury to deal with. Paulo Orlando, their normal everyday right fielder, is out injured. So here's how they'll line up. Dexter Fowler is their leadoff hitter. He's the center fielder, switch hitter. He's hitting .355 right now. Pair doubles, pair triples, 3 homers, doing his job at the top of the order. Jose Altuve gets a day off in the outfield. He's going to be the DH today. He's hitting .315 with 5 doubles and 4 homers. He leads the team with 14 runs batted in as well. He's in that number 2 spot. Joe Panik will play the field. He's normally been the DH, but he is the second baseman. He's hitting .382 right now. Joe Panik, .382, just below the top 3 in the AL. But he is at 6 doubles. He's got a homer, 8 runs batted in. Chris Davis, the lefty, is playing first. Davis needing to get that average up. It's 180 right now. He's got 3 homers, though. David Wright back there in third base. He's not injured yet, David Wright. He's still playing third base. He's hitting 12 for 28 so far. He's splitting time with Luis Valbuena. But David Wright is getting the lion's share right now. So he's got 4 home runs and 13 runs batted in. Colby Rasmus slides over to right field today for the injured Paulo Orlando. Colby Rasmus is hitting .246 with a pair of homers, but he does have 11 runs batted in. Stephen Vogt is the catcher today. Or not Vogt. Vogt is the catcher today. 8 for 22. He splits time 3 ways with Pena, Rupp, and Vogt. Vogt, the lefty, gets the call today. Aaron Arthur will play left field as Rasmus moves to right. So Arthur gets him at bats. He's 2 for 9 in his limited at bats. And the shortstop is Jordy Mercer. Nothing to write home at the plate for him. Jordy Mercer is 6 for 32 so far at the dish. All right, so here we go. I think we're ready to roll. Yovani Gallardo is throwing his worn-up pitches, and Dexter Fowler steps into the box. The long, lanky center fielder Dexter Fowler leads off for Boston. And the switch hitter, it's a 5-6, and that one is a fly ball out to center field, out to his opposite number. That's Randall Grichuk out there. And Fowler is the first out of the ball game, and we are underway. Now it's Jose Altuve. I didn't give you Yovani Gallardo's numbers, did I? Gallardo, he's 1 for 1 in 16 2/3 innings. He's given up 14 hits, 11 earned runs, 10 strikeouts, and 10 walks. That's an ERA just under 6. So Altuve, he's ready. It's a 1-7. That's going to be a single hit out to center field. A solid single, and Jose Altuve just keeps hitting. The Boston second baseman, or I guess shortstop today, will be on first base, and he's a double-A Steeler. Joe Panik at the plate. Let's check out the catcher for the Tampa Bay Mantine. It's Derek Norris. He's a -1 arm, so they're holding Altuve. That brings the 1-17. It brings it down to a 1-15 with the -1 arm. It's a 1-14. Altuve, he's not going. It's a 5-12. That's a 12. I moved the die there. That's a ground ball first base X. So Chris Bryant is the first baseman. Will he be able to make the play? Maybe turn 2 here. He's a 4 range first baseman. A 4.9 is going to the E rating of an E25. E25, we rolled a 9. So Bryant, he scoops it, but it gets past him. And that's out into right field. Altuve will make it to second. And Joe Panik is aboard with an E3. So Bryant, he is playing first base today. You're probably wondering, why isn't he at third? Well, Manny Machado is the third baseman for Tampa. So Chris Bryant moves to first just to keep his bat in the lineup. He's not a great first baseman, but at least he's carded there. And he makes an error, so we got runners at first and second. Chris Davis is the batter, the left-handed first baseman. Boston's got something brewing here. Maybe they double steal? Let me check the stats here. They're holding Altuve at second. It's a 1-11, a 1-9, a 1-8 if they were going to double steal. Not going to do it. Chris Davis, just hoping to stay out of the double play. It's a 5-10. That is a ballpark single chance, and I forgot to look at the ballpark. Tampa. Okay, so it's a 1-4. So we need to roll a 1-4, and it will be a single. It's a 15, so that is going to be a line out to second base. So at least there was no double play for Boston, but Chris Davis hits it hard. And right at the second baseman, that's Colton Wong. And now it'll be left up to David Wright to try and drive these runs home for Boston here in the top of the first. Should I say Boston? David Wright, the third baseman, gets the pitch from Gallardo. It's a 6-10. A 6-10 is a fly ball center field X. We just missed some of that black ink there. Center fielder is Randall Grichuk. It's a 5, so this one is a tough chance. Randall Grichuk is a 3 range. He's a normal ranged center fielder. So a 3-5, and that one is going to drop. It's a single 2-star. Altuve, who was off with the pitch with 2 outs, he scores. Joe Panik, he was off as well, and he makes it all the way to third. And David Wright does drive in 1, and Boston takes a 1-0 lead here early. That one was a tough play for Grichuk. He made a valiant effort, but just couldn't grab it before it bounced. Joe Panik made it all the way to the third, and Altuve scores. So now it'll be Colby Rasmus. Boston up 1-0. Rasmus against Gallardo. It's a 6-7. This is a ground ball second base X. Second baseman is Colton Wong. The defense being tested early. Second base 2, and it's a 19. That's a ground ball A. So Colton Wong scoops it. He'll make a nice turn and throw, and that will get Gallardo and the Mantine out of the inning, as that's a 4-3 put out for the third out. But not before Boston plates a run and takes a 1-0 lead here going into the bottom of the first. We've got a game rolling here. It's been a while. I forget how to do this. Although on the spring break, I have been watching a ton of baseball. I've watched every single Rockies game so far. I just got finished watching the Rockies. I thought for sure they'd make a comeback in the bottom of the ninth against San Diego, but Brad Hand struck out the side. Let's give you the pitcher for Boston. That'll be Taylor Youngman. Taylor Youngman, in 2 starts so far, he's gone 15 2/3 innings. He's got a 1-1 record, 11 hits, 11 earned runs, 12 strikeouts, and 10 walks. That's a 6.35 ERA. So not the greatest for Youngman. And Tampa, they bat against him like this today. They've got their normal starting lineup. Colton Wong is the second baseman, as we saw. He's hitting 186 right now, but he does have 5 doubles. Brandon Crawford is the shortstop. Crawford's at 276 with 4 homers and 10 runs batted in. Those 10 ribbies are the team lead. Chris Bryant made an error in the top half, and he is hitting third at first base. Give me 1 sec. Let's see. No, that was an earned run. Okay. I had to check and see if it was earned. It was. Chris Bryant's hitting 170 right now, struggling with the stick. He's got 3 homers and 5 ribbies, but that average is not very good at 170. Manny Machado is the third baseman. He's not much better, 220. 6 doubles for him, though. Jason Worth is in the 5 spot, playing left field. Jason Worth is 4 for 21 in split duties. Hanley Ramirez is the pinch hitter. Ramirez is hitting 224. You notice in a theme here with Tampa, their batting is struggling. Randall Grichuk, 182. Not good. 2 ribbies for him, no home runs. Gerardo Parra, the right fielder, and he's hitting in the 8th spot. He's hitting 193 with a pair of homers. And Derek Norris is probably the lone bright spot on the team. He's hitting 275 with 4 doubles and 5 home runs, which leads the team. He's hitting in the 9 spot. All right, so Youngman is ready. He's going to pitch to Colton Wong here. And let me see. I got a message on my phone. 1 sec. My buddy talking about the Nuggets game that just ended. They've won their 6th in a row. Nuggets are on fire all of a sudden and threatening to make the playoffs. They might actually do it after we all counted them out. So Taylor Youngman, he'll pitch to Colton Wong here. It's a 5-8, and he starts off the game by striking out Colton Wong. That's a strikeout, first out of the game for Tampa Bay. And now it's Brandon Crawford, the lefty, against Taylor Youngman. A 111, that's a ballpark single. And that's not going to be it either. That's going to be a line out, sharp line out to the second baseman. Too quickly gone here. Well, I'm happy you guys are back after a little bit of a delay, about a week. Hope you had a good Easter. I had a birthday on Easter. Chris Bryant now, and he draws a walk. Yeah, it's always weird having your birthday on a holiday. Because, you know, not that I care, but you get overlooked a little bit because there's something more important going on, especially Easter. So I didn't mind too much. Manny Machado with Chris Bryant at first. It's a 4-11. That's a ballpark single chance. Not going to do it as Manny Machado lines it sharply. He needed a 1-4. We rolled a 9. That's going to be hit hard, but right at the shortstop, Jordy Mercer. And that walk, the 2-out walk, doesn't hurt Youngman, as we are done with one. It's a 1-0 ball game. Jerry says Tampa must have donated their bats to charity. Yeah. They, I think, well, let me look at their batting average as a team. 217 they're hitting as a team. Not very good. So Gallardo is coming back out for his second inning of work. He'll face the 7, 8, 9 batters of Vogt, Arthur, and Mercer. A 1-6 for Vogt. That is a base hit. That's going to be a single ripped down the line. And Vogt has a leadoff single. Vogt is not a swift runner. He's an E-stealer. So he's hanging close to the bag. They're not holding him. And Aaron Arthur gets his turn. It's a 1-10. And he gets plunked by that one. So Gallardo in a little bit of trouble here. The first two batters have reached a single by Vogt and a hit by pitch from Arthur. And we've got runners at first and second, nobody out. Thank you, Jerry. Happy birthday to me. Happy Easter birthday, yes. Jordy Mercer now, runners at first and second. It's a 1-5. That's a fly ball out to left field. That's going to be an easy play for Jason Worth. He makes the catch, and there's one out. So at least Jordy Mercer didn't ground into a double play. And now we flip the lineup over, and Dexter Fowler, he hit one out to center his first time for an out. Runners at first and second, one out. And this is a 5-8. And Dexter Fowler's caught looking. That's the first strikeout for Gallardo. 2 outs now. That's a big-time strikeout for Gallardo. It'll be Jose Altuve, who singled and scored Boston's only run. He comes up with runners at first and second. It's a 4-6, and he gets caught looking. So Gallardo, after getting 2 men on to start the inning, works around it, and Boston can't score here in the second. We've reached the middle of the second. It's 1-0. Boston leads here in Tampa. Jerry, you make a good point. Change the Tampa name to the Tampa Bay Mendozas. If they, you know what, if they get under 200 as a team for the season, I may do that. That'll be their motivation. We don't want to be the Mendozas. We don't want to be the Mendozas. All right, take Jason Worth, the number 5 batter will be up, followed by Hanley Ramirez and Randall Grichuk against Taylor Youngman here in the second. 4-8. This is a single chance. 1-5. Nope, not going to do it. This one is bounced to third where David Wright picks it, and he'll fire it over to first. Nice play to get Jason Worth, and there's one out. Hanley Ramirez now. He's the DH, but not doing much of the H these days. This is a 6-11, and he is struck out. K number 2 for Youngman. You think Youngman, when he comes out to the YMCA, or not the YMCA, the Village People song, Youngman, do Youngman. I'm sorry, I haven't streamed in a while. Randall Grichuk, 2 outs here. It's a 1-11. That's going to be a double out to left field. Grichuk, he hits that one hard, and it gets down for a double. And I promise I won't sing anymore. Gerardo Parra now. Parra looking to drive home that run. 2 outs. It's a 1-6, and he's going to strike out. So the Tampa Bay Mendozas, maybe? We'll see. They go down without a run here in the second. It's 1-0 Boston as we move to the third. Now Gallardo comes back out. He had some traffic in the second. He's got the 3, 4, 5 batters of Panic, Davis, and Wright here in the third. This is a 2-10, and that one is a single. Joe Panic continues to hit. He's got a leadoff single here in the third. He's not a great stealer. He's not going anywhere. We've got Chris Davis at the plate. Chris Davis hit one hard, but right at the second baseman. His first time up. This is a 6-7. Oh, no, this one is hit to the second baseman, and it could be a double play. Let's see. Colton Wong is the second baseman. He's a 2 range. 2-11 is going to the E. We roll a 7. He's an E19. We roll a 7. That's a ground ball A. So Colton Wong makes a play up the middle, flicks it onto the shortstop. Crawford, who makes the strong throw over to first. That's a 4-6-3 double play started by Colton Wong. Nice double play from Gallardo. And now David Wright. And this is a 1-8. 1-8 is a 1-16 single chance. So David Wright keeps hitting. He's got 2 singles today. 2 for 2. And now that double play looks even bigger, as nobody was on for David Wright. Colby Rasmus, he's 0 for 1 today. 4-10. And he dribbles one over to Wong. This will be an easier play. So he scoops it and sidearms it over to first. And there's the third out. So Boston leads 1 aboard. As we exit the third, it's a 1-0 ball game. Young man, it's coming back out here. And he will face Derek Norris, Colton Wong, and Brandon Crawford. Derek Norris, he's at the bottom of the lineup, but he's hitting 275 right now. He's got some pop in that bat, too. This one is hit sharply, and the shortstop Mercer will grab it on a 1-hop, and he'll make a strong throw to first. And there's 1 away. Al, Red Sox fan, where have you been my whole life? He's here in the chat tonight. How are you, Al, Red Sox fan? Welcome back. Colton Wong, he struck out his first time. It's a 6-10, and he's going to strike out a second time, as Taylor Youngman has his 4th strikeout now. We've got Brandon Crawford too quickly away here in the bottom of the third. It's a 1-0 ball game. Boston leads it 1-5. Ooh, this one is hit well. Brandon Crawford gives it a charge off of Taylor Youngman. It's a ballpark home run chance. From the left-hand side, that's a 1-11. And that's a 13, so it dies out at the warning track as the right fielder, Colby Rasmus, makes the play and the catch. But Crawford gave it a ride and gave Boston a scare. But that'll end the inning in 1-2-3 order. As Tampa Bay, their bats continue to be cold. As we move to the fourth, Boston leads it 1-0. Al Red Sox fan already saying, let's go Boston. Yes, you saw quickly. Gallardo, he'll face Vogt, Alther, and Mercer. Vogt has singled his first time. It's a 4-6. He's going to walk, so he's aboard again. A leadoff walk. And Gallardo, he's danced around trouble here early. Will he be able to do it again? It's Aaron Alther. He got hit by a pitch last time. It's a 4-6. He swings and misses. That is a strikeout. That's the 3rd strikeout. And the first out here in the top of the 4th. Jordy Mercer now. I missed my dice box. Do you see that? It's sitting like 2 feet from me and I missed it. Whiff. Jordy Mercer, it's a 6-9. Oh my gosh, is he actually going to get a hit? He is. A 1-3, it's a triple. That's a 7, so it's a single 2-star. So Stephen Vogt, he read it well, and he ends up at 3rd on a rare base hit from Jordy Mercer, the shortstop. Now it'll be Dexter Fowler, who's 0 for 2 today. Runners at the corners. 1 out. Dexter Fowler, not an easy man to double up, so they're going to bring the infield in. It's a 1-7. A 1-7 is a double chance, 1-9, and it is, as Dexter Fowler finds the gap out in right center field. That's going to be a double. 1 run will score easily. That's Stephen Vogt from third. Jordy Mercer at first. We'll see if he gets the go-ahead. He is a 1-13 runner. They were not holding him. So it's a 1-14. There are no 2 outs. It was hit out into center field. So Randall Grichuk will be the man to throw it. He's a 0 arm. So it's a 1-14, and they're sending him. Jordy Mercer getting the wave around. And it's a 16, so the center fielder, Randall Grichuk, guns Jordy Mercer out at home on a 16 roll. That is the second out. And Dexter Fowler, he drives in 1. Could have had 2, but a nice play by Grichuk out in center field and a nice block of the plate by Derek Norris. It keeps it a 2-0 ball game. Yeah, Red Sox fan, I completely whiffed on the dice box. It hit the lip and just dribbled back out like that. So it's 2-0. Dexter Fowler doubles the lead for Boston. Mercer thrown out at the plate. And now it's Jose Altuve with Fowler at second and 2 outs. It's a 5-4. That one is hit to third. Manny Machado is a vacuum cleaner over there. We'll see if he can suck this one up. He's a 1 range. 110. That's still going to his E rating, which is a 20. And we rolled a 3. Oh no, this one might get past. A 20 and a 3. That will. It hits off the heel of his glove and plops out past the foul line. And everybody's going to be safe. Altuve is aboard on an E5. Fowler, he'll advance to third. And now there's runners at the corners for Joe Panik. E5, so you wouldn't expect an error from Machado. We've got one from Machado and Bryant today. So Panik, runners at the corners, 2 outs. And it's a 5-7. That one is going to be a base hit. Look at that. The only hit on that column is a 7. And Gallardo gives up a double. That's going to score Fowler. And Altuve will stop at third. But that'll give Boston another run as they go up 3-0 on a double from Joe Panik. So an RBI for Panik, and he continues to hit. That's a 2-out. 2-out base hit to drive in a run. The Chipmunk throws him out at the plate, Jerry Ball says. Yep. Now you got Chris Davis with runners at second and third. The catcher, Derek Norris, goes out to have a visit with Gallardo. It's now a 3-0 ball game. Boston leads. The umpire makes his way out, breaks up the conference. Norris goes back. He gives Gallardo the sign. Gallardo looks in against the lefty, Chris Davis. It's a 5-6, and that one is lifted to center field, but it's going to stay in the ball yard as Chris Davis, he flies out to the center fielder, Randall Grichuk, who made that nice play, and that'll end the inning. But Boston scores 2 more here in the 4th. They extend their lead to a 3-0 ball game. Yeah, Jerry says Tampa has stone gloves as well. They just, there's a reason why they're in 14th out of 15th place here in the AL. They are struggling right now. We'll see if they can get those bats started as we move to the bottom of the 4th. It's 3-0. Chris Bryant, Manny Machado, and Jason Worth coming up here, looking to make up for those errors they've had in the field. This will be a 4-3. That's a ground ball pitcher X from Youngman. Youngman is a 3-range pitcher. 3-14 is going to his E rating, which is a 12. We rolled a 9. An E12 with a 9 is a GBA. So Taylor Youngman somehow sticks his hand out there with the bare hand. He snags it, and he will say, "Look what I found," and he'll fire it over to first. That's the first out. Al Red Sox fan says, Tampa doing their best. Manos de piedras. Hands of stone. Manny Machado. He's 0 for 1 today against Youngman. That's a 3-7. That's a chopper over to Mercer at short. Mercer waits on the good hop. He grabs it, and he'll throw it over to first. No problem. 2 outs. So Jason Worth, he's bounced out to third base his last time. Youngman starting to find a groove here. And as soon as I say that, of course, he walks Jason Worth. A 2-out walk, and now he's got the designated, you could call him a hitter if you want, but he's 0 for 1 today. He struck out looking. That's Hanley Ramirez. And this is a 3-10. That's a ballpark single chance. A 1-4, it'll be a hit. Not this time. He hits it hard. He squares it up, but he hits it to the shortstop, Mercer. And that's 3 outs. Once again, Taylor Youngman pitching pretty well here, as Tampa can't get anything going offensively. We move to the 5th. Boston doing what they're supposed to do against inferior teams. They're jumping on them. 3-0 here. Boston looking to keep pace with Texas. Texas is at 11-4 right now. Boston a couple games back of them at 9-6. But Boston has some people on their heels. Seattle and Toronto are both 8-6 as well. Baltimore, who played in the last game, they're behind them as well. Gallardo, he comes back out. He'll face David Wright, who's 2 for 2 against him today. And that's a ballpark single chance. Nope, not this time. That's a line out to his short. Brandon Crawford makes the play. 1 out. Dre Ball says, no mas, no mas. Well, Tampa's not Roberto Duran. They will keep fighting here. And Colby Rasmus is at the plate. He's bounced out twice to the second baseman. We'll see if he does that again. It's not going to happen this time, because he can't get the bat off his shoulder. He strikes out against Gallardo. That's the 4th one for him. 2 quickly gone now. And now it's Stephen Vogt, who's been on base twice, a single and a walk. And this is going to be a base hit as well. It's going to be a double. So Vogt has his 2nd hit of the day, a 2-out double. Aaron Alter now. Alter, he was hit by a pitch, and then he struck out 0 for 1. And with the runner at second, it's a ballpark single chance. Not a good day to be hitting ballpark single chances, as that one is struck well, but Brandon Crawford makes another play. And the 2-out double goes for naught. Boston continues to lead, though. It's 3-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. Taylor Youngman comes back out, feeling pretty confident right now. He'll face the 7, 8, 9 batters of Grichuk, Parra, and Norris. Now, Red Sox fan, you love Roberto Duran? Youngman, he'll face Grichuk here. Grichuk has an outfield assist today. And this one is hit to the shortstop. This is a bouncer to Mercer. Mercer's a 3-range. 3-10 is going to the E rating, which is a 10. 10, and we rolled a 9. That's a GBA. So Jordy Mercer makes a nice play out into the, you call it short left field. And with a strong throw, he bounces one to first, and it's scooped by Chris Davis. That'll be the first out. Randall Grichuk hosed off of a hit there. Jerry Ball says, "Gotta be right back. Gotta get a cup of coffee." Cup of coffee at this time of night, Jerry? Same here. He loves Duran. At his peak, he was great. All right, that's cool. Gerardo Parra now. He's 0 for 1. He struck out. And a 3-6. Oh, he's not going to strike out this time. A 1-5, and it's up and gone. It's going to bounce, and it'll hit off the wall. That'll be a double for Gerardo Parra. A stand-up double. So, with one out here, Gerardo Parra doubles, and he doubles in front of the guy you want to be up at this point in the season for Tampa. That's Derek Norris. He's got a 275 average. He leads the team in RBI. Derek Norris with a 2.5, and he swings. You could tell that he wanted that one. He strikes out. That's 5 for Youngman, and 2 outs now. Colton Wong now. He struck out twice against Youngman. He's got a runner out there at second. That's Gerardo Parra. And Wong gets the pitch. It's hit out to center field. That's going to be Dexter Fowler looking to make the play. His long, lanky strides. Will he get to it? He's a center fielder, 3-19. He will, as he reaches out. Didn't even have to make a dive with those long stride lengths. Able to make the play. And that'll be the third out. He gets a high five from his teammates. Adjusts his cap as he runs in. And that'll be the end of the 5th inning. The double goes for naught. Parra stuck out there at second. He just missed it, says Red Sox fan, and he did. Boston, though, continues to lead it here. Gallardo, he'll get thrown back out there for another inning of work. Gave up a double to vote his last time out, but other than that, nothing going. Jordy Mercer, he'll lead off. It's a 4-4. That one is a bouncer to the shortstop, Crawford. Crawford is a one-range defender. So a 1-19 is going to be an easy play. As Crawford, not an easy play, but he makes it look easy as Jordy Mercer bounces out to his opposite number. 1 away. So now Dexter Fowler. He's 1 for 3. He doubled and scored his last time. It's a 1-11. This one is a little bouncer over to second. Colton Wong takes it on a couple of hops, and he's got to make a strong throw as Fowler was really booking it down the line. But he gets him. And there's 2 outs. Jose Altuve now. Been a menace, as you would expect. He's been on base twice. Reached on a single. He struck out, and he reached on an error from Machado. 2 outs. The diminutive DH today hits one to Machado again. It's going to have to be a nice play and a strong throws because Altuve, he can really move it down the line. Machado is a one-range third baseman. A 1-16. He makes a fine play on the backhand. He sets quickly, and he makes a strong throw and gets Altuve by a step. That is more like it for Machado. And he gives a little wink over to Altuve this time as they joke and laugh off the field. We've reached the middle of 6, 3-0. Boston continues to lead it. Brandon Crawford will lead off for Tampa. Crawford, Bryant, and Machado against Taylor Youngman. It's a 2-9. And Brandon Crawford swings right through that pitch. That's a strikeout. 6 so far now for Youngman. And we've got Chris Bryant. Bryant has really struggled at the plate, and more than anybody on this Tampa team, that surprised me the most. So now we've got Bryant. He's 0 for 1 today. Drawing a walk as well. And he's going to swing and miss. That's a strikeout. So Bryant, I'm not sure why, just not playing up to the numbers on the back of his card right now. And it'll be Manny Machado. Machado's 0 for 2. And this will be 0 for 3 as he hits one to David Wright. That's an easy play for the old man. Doesn't even have to bend over. It's a chest-high bounce for him. Makes the strong throw over to first. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Youngman. An easy one here in the 6th. We move to the 7th. And Boston still leads it 3-0. Gallardo had a 1-2-3 inning his last time out, and he'll continue. As actually, will he? Let me see. We got 2 lefties coming up here in the 7th. Maybe they will go to the bullpen. Tampa, man, I don't know if you remember the discussion from last time about me not wanting to ever use Christian Friedrich again, and then I did, and then he blew it again. They also have TJ McFarland. Yeah, with David Wright sandwiched between 4 lefties, I think this is as good a time as ever to go and get TJ McFarland. So Gallardo's day is over. And the new pitcher will be TJ McFarland, the lefty. If I remember correctly, he struggled his last time out as well. So, Gallardo's day is over. He went 6 innings. And probably a good time to pull him because Panic has been aboard 3 times. 6 innings. How many hits did he give up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 hits. 3 runs. I believe all of them were earned. He struck out 4. And did he walk anybody? One walk. All right, so TJ McFarland. He'll face Joe Panic, Chris Davis, and David Wright. Against the lefty here. Lefty on lefty. It's a 6-5. And that's a weak grounder over to the second baseman, Colton Wong. And Wong will handle it. And there's 1 out. I'm sorry, I'm not mature enough for what I just said. Chris Davis now, the lefty. He's 0 for 3. It's a 4-10, and that's a ballpark single chance. It's going to be a line out to the second baseman. 2 away. David Wright now against the lefty, David McFarland. David Wright's 2 for 3 today with 2 singles. This is a 6-8. Oh boy, David Wright just trying to get through him with the lefty, and it's not going to happen as David Wright doubles off the lefty. Well, we knew he was going to be a tough matchup, but just hoping he wasn't going to homer. Got close, but he doubles, and now we have to try and get Colby Rasmus. Colby Rasmus, he's 0 for 3 here against the lefty. It's a 5-7, and that's going to be a single. Lefty on lefty violence here, and David Wright, will he score? He's not got the legs that he did when he was a younger man. We'll see. 1-12 still on this card. They were not holding him. With 2 outs, it's a 1-12. That'll be a 1-13, a 1-15. Who's the right fielder? That's Gerardo Parra. It's a -3. So it'd be a 1-12 at the plate. And David Wright's going to hold up. So Wright will hold up, and it'll be Stephen Vogt at the plate. And we're going to get a pinch hitter here. Stephen Vogt is 2 for 2 on the day with a double and a single. But he's going to come out of the game. They'll go to the switch hitting catcher, Brian Pena, to pinch hit for Stephen Vogt. Can't go matchup on him as the switch hitter. So Brian Pena will pinch hit. And he'll stay in and catch as well. So McFarland, Pena flips over to the right side. It's a 5-4. That one is a fly ball out to center field. Randall Grichuk on his horse. Randall Grichuk, the chipmunk, as Jerry Ball says. He's a 3-range center fielder. A 310 going to his E rating, which is a 6. Pretty good. A 6, and we rolled a 7. That's going to be a nice sliding grab by the chipmunk, Randall Grichuk. And that'll end the inning here as McFarland gets out of trouble unscathed. We have reached the middle of the 7th. Boston leads it here 3-0. And Taylor Youngman will come out. Jerry Ball's having coffee and pizza? Jerry, why don't you invite us? I could go for those things. Taylor Youngman, he's ready to go. The singing is done. And he'll face Worth, Ramirez, and Grichuk. It's a 1-3, and that'll be a 2-hopper over to Mercer. Mercer will scoop it, and he'll fire it. 1 away. Hanley Ramirez now, he's 0 for 2. It's a 6-12, and that's a strikeout looking again for Hanley Ramirez. 8 strikeouts now, starting to pile up for Taylor Youngman. I can't say that I've ever had coffee and pizza together. That just seems like a weird combination to me. Wait, did I roll a 6-12? I did, didn't I? Hold up, did you guys see that? Because 10, 11, and 12 are all strikeouts, so I can't confirm that. But I'm pretty sure I rolled a 6-12. And Hanley Ramirez was the DH. We are playing with DH rules here. And that one almost slid past me. So the DH, if you roll a 6-12 against him, then the pitcher is injured. So I'm going to wait for the delay on the chat real quick. Did you guys see, was it a 6-12? I don't think I picked the dice up, but I don't know that I turned them at all. Was that a 6-12? I'm gonna say that it was. And I'm gonna roll the injury die for Youngman. So let's see here. I'll roll it, and if while I'm rolling it, you guys catch up on the chat and tell me that I'm wrong, then I'll go with that. But let's see. And actually, it won't even matter because I rolled a 2, which means that Youngman is okay. So the trainer has to go look at Youngman, but he convinces him that he's just fine. They weren't even convinced that he was actually hurt. But somehow they made it out there, and he calls him off. And Youngman, he's all right, and he'll continue. So Randall Grichuk with 2 outs. Youngman looking to stretch this thing out. He's made it through 6 2/3. And Grichuk has a double against him today. And he comes right back and strikes Grichuk out. That's back-to-back strikeouts for Youngman. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for him. So we've reached the end of the 7th. 3-0. Youngman fights off an injury. And he finds himself out of the 7th inning. Taylor McFarland, he will be done. His day is over. We're going back to the bullpen, and it will be, how about old friend Jared Hughes. So Jared Hughes takes over for TJ McFarland. Jared Hughes, he's been used a lot so far this season. McFarland, though, he goes 1 inning, gave up 2 hits. No runs somehow. He didn't strike anybody out, and he didn't walk anybody. All right, Jerry says he doesn't know. It worked out at the end, in the end anyway. Aaron Alter, he's leading off here. He's 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch also. And it's a 1-12, so he finds himself aboard on a leadoff walk from Jared Hughes. So Alter, it's a 3-0 game, and he's a B stealer. That'll be a 1-9. He's being held. Jordy Mercer at the plate. It's a 4-12. That's a fly ball out to center field. Center fielder, Randall Grichuk, he's under it, and he'll make the play. 1 out. Grichuk's been busy today out in center field. Now it's Dexter Fowler. 1 out, and Aaron Alter at first. And it's a 6-9. That is going to be poked out to center field for a double. Will Alter get the green light with 1 out here in the top of the 8th? He is rounding third. Let's check him out. Alter is he's a speedy guy. He's 15, a 1-15. He was being held though, so it's a 1-14. There are not 2 outs, but this was hit out to center field, and that's, guess who? Randall Grichuk again. He's a 0 arm. So what did I say? This is a 1-14, right? Yep, so a 1-14 chance. He's getting the round him home. Round him home. Dexter Fowler hits a double. Aaron Alter getting the go sign from the third base coach. A 1-14, and he's safe, and he is way safe. So he slides, the throw bounces and dribbles down up the line, and Aaron Alter will score from first on a double from Dexter Fowler. Fowler with his second ribby of the day, and now it's a 4-0 ball game. Jared Hughes gives up a leadoff walk in Aaron Alter, and he's driven home by the double from Dexter Fowler. Jose Altuve now. He's got a hit today, and it's a 2-7. He smacks one sharply, but Brandon Crawford was positioned right in the correct spot. Been reading those advanced scouts reports, haven't you, Brandon Crawford? That'll be 2 outs. Now it's Joe Panic. Al Red Sox fan likes that Boston scored again. Joe Panic, he's 2 for 4 today. Got a run batted in. And would they keep Hughes with a bunch of lefties coming up? Yeah, they're not going back to Friedrich. Friedrich, he is in the doghouse. It's a 1-11, and this will get him out of it as Panic pops it up on the infield. The shortstop, Crawford, he's waving his arms, calling everybody off, and he will make the grab. As this will end the top of the 8th. Boston plates another run. It's 4-0. Taylor Youngman, he got some treatment, some stretching in the dugout from the trainer. And he is coming back out here for the 8th. He'll face Parra, Norris, and Wong. Parra, he's 1 for 2. He doubled off of Youngman. He's got 1 of 2 hits off of the starter here today. And not this time as he taps one over to Panic at second, who scoops it and tosses it to first. 1 out. Derek Norris now, he's 0 for 2. Bounced out to short, and he struck out as well. This is a 3-11. A 3-11. That one's got a chance to leave the yard. Derek Norris showing some of that power. A 1-5, and it'll be up and out. It is an 8, so it dies out there in left field as Derek Norris just missed a homer. And Aaron Alter makes the play. Nice running grab by Aaron Alter. So Youngman flips the order over, and he'll face Wong for the 4th time today. Wong's 0 for 3. And it's a chopper over to second. This will be a much easier play for Panic as he gets it on a good hop. And he will toss it over to first. And it's another 1-2-3 inning for Taylor Youngman, who is dominating here against Tampa Bay. He's clean through 8 as Boston moves to the top of the 9th with a 4-0 lead. So, even though I said I wouldn't, every time I do this, it backfires. But we're going to go get Christian Friedrich. It's going to end up bad. And just tell me next time, okay? Say, don't bring in Friedrich. You know you're going to want to because he's a lefty. Just don't do it. And when this blows up in Tampa's face, just remind me of that, okay? So Christian Friedrich is coming in against my better decision-making. Hughes, he went an inning. He gave up a hit. 1 run. That was earned. He struck out nobody, and he walked 1. All right, so Friedrich, you have to tell me after he blows up, which is coming. Chris Davis is 0 for 4. He's due. And 5-11. That's a ballpark single chance. 1-4. That's not going to do it. That's going to be the 3rd time that Davis has hit it right on the button. And the second baseman, Wong, has robbed him of a hit. So 1 out. Friedrich, he's got 1 out. Control my inner John Farrell. I can't. Christian Friedrich, he's a lefty. I just have to do it. David Wright now probably be the man to do it against him. He's 3 for 4 on the day. And it's a 5-7. That's a ball or a 1-9 single chance. And of course, it's David Wright, and all he does is hit. That's a single. 4 hits now for David Wright today. And Friedrich, luckily that one didn't leave the yard. It'll be Colby Rasmus. He's 1 for 4. He singled off a lefty his last time. Here he is against Friedrich. It's a 6-10. That's a ballpark single chance. 1-4. No, that is hit to the second baseman, Colton Wong, and there's 2 outs. And now it'll be Brian Pena with his second at-bat, the switch-hitting catcher. So Friedrich, one out away from getting out of it here. I shouldn't have said that. It's a 3-4. That's a ballpark single chance. And it's a 1. That's a single. So Pena, he singles. David Wright will stop at second. And Friedrich with 2 runners on. And we're not going to press our luck any further. Now that the lefties are done, we're going to Carlos Villanueva. Some people just like to watch the world burn and bring in their worst reliever against the middle of the order. I'm one of those guys, maybe. I don't know. It's not confirmed. Carlos Villanueva will come on now. Oh, man. Friedrich, he went 2/3 of an inning. He gave up 2 hits. We don't know about the runs yet. No strikeouts, no walks. Villanueva looking to get out of it here. And it's a 6-9. And Villanueva gets out of it for Friedrich as Aaron Alter looks at a pitch, a borderline pitch that's called a strike. That's strike 3. And Friedrich, he doesn't give up a run for once in his life. Boston's going to have to be happy with 4 runs here today. See if they can close out Tampa in the bottom of the 9th. Friedrich is kind of the opposite of our friend Hank Conger. He is disappointed instead of surprised. So it'll be Brandon Crawford to lead off against Taylor Youngman. It'll be Crawford, Bryant, and Machado. That threesome is 0 for 8 with a walk today. And this will be a 5-7. That is a strikeout. Strikeout looking of Brandon Crawford. He's reached double digits now. That's 10 Ks for Taylor Youngman. Chris Bryant now. Bryant really needs to do something here. It's a 2-9, and, well, by doing something, he's going to strike out. He's pressing now. Been struggling so long that he's pressing. And it'll be up to Manny Machado to keep this thing going. 2 strikeouts here in the 9th for Youngman. And it's a 6-6. That is lifted out to right field. That's going to be an easy play for the right fielder, Colby Rasmus. And it's a 1-2-3 9th, and Taylor Youngman does it. I believe that's a 2-hit shutout from Taylor Youngman, thrown here in Tampa Bay for Boston. The 2 hits, they were both doubles. One from Grichuk in the 2nd and one from Parra in the 5th. And that is all on the day as Taylor Youngman strikes out 11 Mantine batters. They only walked 2. And that was about as efficient as it gets. 9 hits, 9 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 11 Ks, and 2 walks, and the big W on the day as Boston handles business easily here today. And really, they should have, as Tampa has not done much all season. They do have 6 wins, surprisingly, somehow. They've only scored 53 runs. And they go down easily here today to Boston. Boston keeping pace with that Texas team. Boston moves to 10-6. Tampa drops to 6-10. So I'm back, looking forward to getting back on schedule here. You know how I do it. I try and play every day. And so now that I am back at work, spring break is over. Looking forward to getting back to doing this thing regularly. Our next broadcast, I don't know why I say our. My next broadcast will be the Chicago Whimsicots, the surprisingly hot Chicago Whimsicots. They will face Seattle. We've got CC Sabathia on the hill against Chris Heston. So that'll be the next game. But appreciate you guys being here. Jerry and Al, you guys are loyal, and appreciate you coming back to the channel. Thank you for doing so. I know I can count on you guys, and I appreciate that. Go check out Al Red Sox Fan. I need to go check out some of his most recent videos myself, as I will do that probably tonight and into tomorrow at work. Don't tell my boss. Thank you, Al. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you to you for watching this after the fact. You guys are great, too. So make sure you leave a thumbs up if you like this. And until next time, we'll see you later. Have a good night.